Hi, in this video I want to talk to you about the very powerful health benefits of Echinacea and how it can very positively support you and your loved ones. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe with 2 Minutes to Better Health. Well, Echinacea, it's a beautiful flower. It has phenomenal health benefits. A lot of people hear about it. They think of it when you're getting sick to take Echinacea. Let's learn a lot about it. There's so much information out there. Let's get started. All right. Well, first of all, it's huge for boosting immunity. It decreases the odds of achieving a cold by upwards of 58%. There was a meta-study done on this of 14 different peer-reviewed studies, 58% reducing the risk of getting a cold. That's gigantic, folks. And it reduces the length if a person does get sick by 1.4 days. So that alone is enough reason why people should take this. It's known as an immune modulator. And what that means is it doesn't force the immune system up and it doesn't force the immune system down. What it does is it helps to balance out the immune system. So those people that are concerned about having an over immune response might understand that modulation is key. So it helps to reduce upper respiratory conditions, which is huge in this world of COVID, because that's a sudden acute respiratory syndrome is what that is. So ultimately controlling the cytokine response or the over-inflammatory response is key to help support a person. So it helps to prevent many things from occurring, but it helps to reduce the inflammation response in the body, those cytokines, which is gigantic, because if a person does get sick, you want your immune system to work but not overachieve results and create too much inflammation. By achieving inflammation support, it also helps to reduce pain. So other than the immune system, it helps with a lot of different pain symptoms. It may lower blood sugar levels by slowing carbohydrate absorption. So when people consume those carbohydrates, if they absorb slower, you're not going to have that spike of blood sugar and that spike of insulin. So that's key for health in general. It may help reduce anxiety for depression and social disorders. So alone, that's a fantastic reason. Supports skin conditions, eczema, acne, wrinkles, because it helps support hydration in that areas, and definitely for the inflammation control for the eczema and things like that. Now, it also may help offer protection against cancer, which is a gigantic thing. It's got a lot of health benefits. Remember, this is a whole food. This is an herb that has tremendous benefits to it. So it's not going to just artificially do things in the body. It's going to give it the nutrients that it may need. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But there's a great research article on this. And you can see the overarching review article here that talks about numbers of different studies that support this. So Echinacea has a tremendous amount of health benefits across the board. So, but you have to understand, all Echinacea is not equal. So what should you do? First of all, look for the root versus the whole plant. The flower is beautiful, but it's the root that has the active alkalamides in it that are basically supportive for the immune system especially. So unless it says it has a lot of active alkalamides, and you can see that on the back of a bottle, it should say how many of those are actually active in it. That's key, so look for that, but not the whole flower, but basically the root instead. You want to look for an alcohol extract. This is important to extract those properly from it. So it can be in a tincture, which is one of the best benefits, or a tablet as long as it's been properly extracted. Combination of Echinacea and Angustifolia, which is more preventative, and purpura when sick. Now, a lot of people say, oh, only take Echinacea when you get sick. And that's because they've only heard or seen studies on purpura. Angustifolia works tremendous at preventing, as we showed in that study, so taking it in advance is key. And you can take it long term, and I'll talk about that in a moment, as long as you're taking it with whole food vitamin C. Echinacea engages the use of vitamin C in the system, so people are concerned about taking it long term because they think it has an immune suppressive effect, but only if you're not taking enough vitamin C into your body, because it's actually using the vitamin C properly to support the immune system, but you'll deplete unless you're taking good food amounts of that or taking supplementation. And then lastly, about 2,400 milligrams of extract per day is very preventative. They say taking that for upwards of about 4 to 6 months. Super preventative, so definitely recommend that. I think everybody should consider having some at home, at least in an emergency case if they start getting sick. But I believe, certain cold flu times and when there's spikes in COVID, obviously, going on throughout this country and world, that's a phenomenal time to be taking that. Very preventative. I'm not going to say it's going to prevent anyone from getting it. I cannot make that claim. However, it's very supportive, and the science shows it. So Dr. Kerry Bone, he's a foremost authority on Echinacea. If you want any more information, look that guy's name up. He's one of the best in the world on herbs in general, but this guy knows more about Echinacea than almost anybody. I'd put him hand to hand with anyone in the world. So look him up, study this, understand it, apply it, but definitely look for a great quality product out there. If you need some help, reach out to us. I'd love to point you in the right direction for it, because I believe this one is super, super supportive for so many things. Thanks for watching today. Look forward to seeing you in a future video.